Well, after thousands of performances, I still get butterflies. You're always anticipating how they will receive you. So when you're up there, you have 100, a couple thousand, eyes staring at you, waiting to hear what you're going to say. It's a lot of power involved because you have people hanging off your every word, waiting to figure out what you're going to say or what you're going to say next. And it's a really overwhelming feeling. Once you get off stage, you kind of want to shake it off because you feel it up there. You feel everyone responding to your words. You feel people, getting that idea that you came up with or getting that metaphor. Some people may not, but some people may. And you see the fire spread in the audience of people who respond, and it's electrifying feeling. You energize, you get connected with the audience, and you feel that response. I am Darrell Mitchell II. The foundation was cracked on my block. Only memories of OGs and young gangsters lay outlined in chalk where potholes and drug addicts line the scenery wherever I walk, and to whomever I talk, it's all the same thing. 20 out of 25 of my homies want a gangbang. 2 want to play ball and 1 wants to rap. 1 is premature pimping and the other one's slinging sax. My background, I grew up in Pacoima, California, right outside of Los Angeles, which is in the San Fernando Valley. Pretty much the area was one of the poorest communities in Los Angeles County when I graduated from high school. And growing up around gangs and things of that sort, the only option we had was to actually play basketball, football, or any type of sports. So growing up, it was a poor household, single parent household. I had 2 brothers, 1 sister, large family, but overall, everybody was in the struggle trying to figure out how to make it. And our thing, my family taught me that there originally were 10,000 blacks that actually came to the area from the West that migrated from during the Second World War, and nobody owns a business. So my mother raised me up to say, okay, hey, you want to own a business? Don't be like the other 10,000 that did not buy any property or own anything or do anything with their lives. Actually, create a legacy. And that's what she instilled in me, to actually learn how to build and create things myself and do it and work it myself. So that's what it taught me, being in that tough environment. And, that along with that gave me enough material and stories to write of people who I saw that made it, people that didn't make it, that had great stories. This is not an act, it's a view of life when you're trying to find a light and everything is black. Young males trying to set sail, but the system was already in effect, so the path led straight to jail. Growing up, I seen enough cops who neglect and serve. Nice sticking us near death and stomping folks out on the curb with the same curb as the spot where they smoke herb. The attire is flamed up and throwing it up a royal blue, keeping it true. They both gang bang all day, waiting for death to come through. But it's the only family they got, so don't think by themselves they can stop until enough bodies get popped or the internal watch gets stopped. If you took all the blood from the streets, you can flood the block. I first realized my talent in 3rd grade. I wrote a poem for a class for the school, and I actually won a contest, a poetry contest. From that point, I knew I had a knack for it, but I never really got into it until about around high school, before I graduated. A cousin of mine took me to a poetry spot in LA, and then I saw some spoken word artists who eventually ended up on Def Jam Poetry. And from that point, I felt like I was around people who understood how I wrote and why I wrote, being that I was a spoken word artist. And from that, it inspired me to continue on. But that's where I got the actual spark. No books for young crooks, no hope, just lots of dope. Fast cars and easy money or black man's everyday soaps. But black skin shines from within until the truth gets out. That visually we can see and be the things that we dream about instead of just another black resident. Who knows who has goals to be president? Identities have been stolen, the neighborhood show the evidence. With common sense not common and family scattered, a lot of work to be done, so we use Jacob's ladder because our fathers who were made after. This is not the same old story, but another chapter. While gadgets get faster and faster and folks are bowing down to different masters and beliefs misplaced and families displaced, it's still strange to me to see my own people look at me in disgrace. I didn't start taking it seriously until I got to college. A professor of mine gave me a huge vocabulary list that was ridiculous still to this day, but I learned a lot of words that I got attached to. From that point, I started writing short stories, and once I got over the fear of performing spoken word during open mics, that's when I got bit by the bug, because actually seeing other artists perform, I said, hey, I got a few poems I might be able to perform. And actually, the first time I performed, I was so nervous. I couldn't even read the words off the paper because I was shaking like this on the stage, and the paper was shaking so much, that's all you saw. So the overall rush, actually being able to get something that you created inside of you out to the stage and out to someone else or out to other people. I was nervous because I had butterflies in my stomach, but people actually received it, and That was the thing that got me hooked. As I walked back to my seat, people actually reaching out saying, hey, I like that. That was good. That was dope. Even though I was a total nervous wreck on stage and I don't think I performed well, it was just the response I got to say, hey, you actually did something good. Lost souls imitating what they constantly see, manifesting what's fed through their ears and the EYE. But it's like tainted brain food, so I choose not to be misled, and you can keep that stale stuff because my God gives that daily fresh bread. Pray every day. I know you've heard or read what he said. Wasted time in dreamland, so now you gotta sleep in your own beds until you get enough sleep to hear beyond the beast, to wake up, band together, withstand the weather, and help others to stand up, raise our sons and daughters and teach them how to man up. Instead of being labeled a psychotic or always carrying narcotics and wondering why our neighborhoods are just so chaotic. I know we got excuses and reasons by the millions, but somewhere's where we gotta start, and that somewhere might as well as be each and every black heart, black resident.